exciting day, not just because we got the hard top on, but because I think I'm gonna go get a tattoo right now, and we're gonna go with Sailing Uma, because Kika's getting a tattoo as well. So I'm gonna try and convince Desiree to get one too, but we'll see. But regardless, man, what an exciting day. Awesome hard top and a tattoo. Hey, what's up?
Hey.
What's up, tattoo girl?
What's up?
Are you excited?
I'm so excited. Are you excited?
I'm excited. Right, what's up, Lana? So, hey, do you think I'll be able to get a tattoo?
Yes,
Did you hear
she said yes.
For real? Wow. So, okay, so Kika, I didn't hear what the full tattoo's gonna be.
It's a surprise.
It's going to be an anchor, but then it's going to be attached to an anchor chain that wraps around her leg up to a full sailboat sailing with a
There you
globe
go.
on
And
the
then go
back.
with the sun above my head.
Being attacked by a kraken, which is on like her stomach. Yeah. Wow. Okay, Lada, what are you getting?
I am gonna get a badass top hat and a Marlboro red cigarette sticking out of the mouth.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah. How's it gonna be a Marlboro red?
We're just gonna make it look like a Marlboro.
Oh, okay. Dude,
It'll be so much fun.
I've been thinking about this for so long.
Me too. Me too.
Oh.
You know, I've been thinking about my first tattoo has to be memorable. This is where it is. Wow.
This is amazing.
And then whip pen, like Peter McKinnon.
Weird weed. Like, I kind of like it to take up the majority of my forearm.
How's it feel?
Not too bad. It feels like somebody's just scraping my skin.
Let's see. Beautiful. Good job, sir.
Thank you.
Kika?
Majestic. Yeah, nice.
You did it, Kika!
I did it! First tattoo!
Got like a first reef, a second reef, third reef, something.
That's right.
Looks good, bud.
Looks really nice. We're officially the tattoo team.
Yeah, tattoo trio.
Don't worry, Desiree, we'll get ours later.
Okay.
You and me.
All right, the tattoo duo.
So, got the handrails on the old hard top. So now we're able to go forward, and that's pretty much all the structural stuff that I'm gonna do to it for now. We might need to put some sort of like solar panel mounting situation on, but other than that, I'm pretty much done. So now Desiree's got to finish doing the side panels and the forward panel, which is what she's working on right now. So hopefully here in the next day or two, we'll be totally done with this bad boy. But whew, she is looking good, man. Yeah, I'm loving this thing.
All right, well, we're installing our Dodger side panels. Jordan has worked the whole day installing the electrical unit here. See the lights? I'm a little bit sick, so I'm super out of it. And Jordan's really tired, so this is gonna be a fun, productive hour, hopefully. So yeah, he's going ahead and cutting the curtain track to size.
really good through isoglass, but so the other trick with using butyl to bed hardware like this is I always countersink the very top of the holes so that when the butyl goes in, it'll fill that cavity around the fastener, which effectively creates like a seal or like a little O-ring right around the fastener.
Always so contagious, always have me wasted
Well, the day has finally come to put a big check mark next to our hardtop in our to-do list before leaving Isla Mujeres.
There it is. You ready? Do it, buddy.
Okay.
It was a big moment.
Boop.
Yes!
All that work for one little check mark. Yeah, we've been working on the hardtop for a couple of months now. It seems like every project we try to tackle, we're like, oh, it'll get done in maybe 2 weeks or so, and then it turns into like 2 months or 3 months. And this hardtop has not been any different. It has taken us a long time.
So I am hanging out under the hard Dodger out here on the companionway. So there you can see that's the cockpit area. And it's the first like decent rain that we've gotten in like since we've had the hard Dodger up. And you can just see like, you know, we got the canvas up and everything. And I'm totally dry in here. And it's just like the coolest feeling ever. You know, when the rain first started, the wind was pretty, you know, strong. So I wanted to poke my head up and make sure no one was dragging ahead of us. And then I just kind of once I got here, I was like, dang, this is amazing. I just want to sit here and like watch the rain. It's hard to imagine, like before, if it was raining like this and you wanted to poke your head out of the boat, that meant 100% like you open this sliding hatch and 100% like the inside of the boat is exposed, period. Like tons of rain is gonna get inside. So we used to have to like don our rain gear before we went outside, open up, jump outside and close it as quickly as we could. And you know, that had negative repercussions because A, you'd be getting, you know, everything wet inside, but B, because now you're stuck outside, right? You can't go in and out, but then also the ventilation really suffered a lot, right? Like we can keep the forward hatch open to crack. We've got the dorade vents that bring in air, but without that negative pressure, without the, you know, kind of the suction that an open companionway offers, you can't really get a whole lot of air really flowing through the boat. But because we can just keep this companionway wide open, even when it's pouring rain, I mean, the ventilation is great. So this is awesome. Like you can see, it looks like I'm totally outside, but just because of this bad boy, I'm staying dry and comfortable. Yeah, this is gonna be a huge improvement. Huge, like, life changer, you know? I was telling Desiree, it kind of reminds me of when I was a kid and my dad built me a tree fort, and then we ended up putting like a little tarp A-frame roof on it. I remember I must have been like 12 or something, and maybe 11, and me and a good friend of mine like just hung out up in the tree fort in the rain. And the feeling of like being protected, but yet being in the elements you know, that combination of like right out there it's pouring down rain and uncomfortable, but right here, like I'm extremely comfortable. That sort of feeling is something I still love today. And to me, that's one of the cool things about a sailboat in general, right? Is you can be comfortable in even like quite outrageous situations. And this Dodger just makes that one step further for us. So one more thing, we've always talked about how we would catch water, and today I decided to actually give it a go because we were a little low on water. So let me show you what we're doing here. It's working really well. I'm super pumped because you know, we just tried this new water catchment strategy, and man, the tank's filled up in probably 10 minutes, so that's awesome. You know what I mean? We went from having 0 water and having to go get some to having 30 gallons in the tanks in no time. So I'm stoked that that worked. You know, we'll definitely have to chlorinate it. I'll probably throw some chlorine in it right now. You know, because it comes right off the decks. But I let it rinse the decks for a while. I kind of scrubbed the area. The other nice thing is because the deck is at an angle a little bit, and the fill is in the middle of the side deck, so it's quite a bit higher than the low point of the side deck, significantly higher. And so what that does is all the sediment stays on that low side near the bulwark, and by the time the water gets into the intake, there's pretty much 0 sediment going in. I was watching it. So again, you know, there's bacteria on the deck and everything, but there's no dirt going into the tanks, which is good. And as long as we chlorinate it, I think it'll be perfectly drinkable. Rain means something totally new for Atticus now, which is great.
Man, it has been a crazy couple of nights. We've had a, just kind of like, not a tropical depression, but a big system come through over the last at least 2, maybe 3 nights. It's supposed to continue through tonight and tomorrow night as well. The first 2 nights we had someone wake up every 2 hours or so, poke their head out, make sure no one's dragging, go back to sleep. And right now that is kind of like our biggest concern. Our Mantis has stuck so well. We haven't had any issues with it. And we've got our Anchor app on Jordan's phone, so we're pretty set on recognizing if we're dragging. Our engine's working fine. We've got a good plan, so us dragging is not really an issue. It's really just kind of making sure that other boats out here that are dragging don't come smashing into us, which has almost happened like 3 times in the last 3 days. So each case it's been somebody's new to Isla Mujeres and they don't let out enough chain, or their anchor's too small for their boat, or they didn't dive on the anchor and it never actually set. But this new Dodger that we made is serving its purpose like a freaking champion. And my isinglass, I kind of messed up on the front part of it, so it's a little bit wrinkly. But I can still see through everything for the most part. Although, again, like, it gets a little bit foggy in here because I'm getting all panicked and I've got my eyes like pressed to the isinglass. So when it gets really, really crazy, I'll poke my head out and actually take a real look. Whenever I have been going ashore the last couple of days just to upload things and get some internet time and do some chores, the life on land is so much different than like this crazy lifestyle that we all out here are experiencing. You know, like, nobody's left their boat in a couple of days, at least for an extended period of time. And when it rains, it's like, okay, get ready. Who knows what's gonna happen? Whereas on land, it's just kind of like, oh, it's raining. This is inconvenient, but super cozy, right? And I'm like, yeah, it's cozy. Really cozy, but really stressful. And I know it wouldn't be, and I guess Jordan and I have been talking about, you know, this anchorage, and it is a really good learning experience for us because pretty much someone drags in every single storm. So we've got our anchor dragging drill down. And I've seen firsthand what happens when you're dragging, what the boats look like, what kind of you're supposed to do, what kind of can go wrong. I'm excited for this system to pass through and to get back to trying to get out of here. Well, we survived the night, and I slept in today. And then Jordan just went ashore to get a weather forecast from Predict Wind, which we just started using thanks to, I think it was Hans, one of our patrons told us about it. And we've heard about it a little bit here and there, but we've never decided to pay for it, but we finally did, and now we're obsessed with it.
I'm going over the information that we just got. In situations like this, Predict Wind is great because it's an actual app where I can like very quickly like tell it what I want it to download. Like I can say, okay, I want you to download everything in like this area here and here, and then I can just click download, and then it'll tell me, okay, do you want, you know, all the different options that I have, and then it'll tell me the size of the download. They do this because it's designed for use with like sat phones or satellite communication. So, you know, the size of the data is important because that means how much time it's going to take and therefore how expensive it's going to be for you. But when using internet in developing countries, that can be really helpful as well, because I was able to run ashore. The internet's not very good today, but I was able to just, you know, hit go, and it downloads the grid files for that area, and it's multiple different models, and, you know, all kinds of information. It just, boom, I have it, and I can view it on their app. So the app is not only a grid downloader, but it's a grid viewer as well. And so I'm looking at this, and it looks to me like we've seen the last of Alberto. So ironically, we just found out that they had turned this into a tropical storm. When I went, or Desiree went yesterday to go look at the weather forecast and what the NHC was saying, and they were saying just a broad area of low pressure, and it's not going to build until it gets north into the Gulf up here. But it ended up sometime last night, they decided that it was a tropical storm. It's still really disorganized from what I understand, but regardless, so here we are near Cancun, you know, Isla Mujeres right there. And let me see if I can make this bigger for you. And basically, this was this morning. This was, or not this morning, this was 1 in the afternoon. So this was about 2.5 hours ago. And so we just got hit by all this, you know, strong winds and stuff up here. But you can see most of it is either to the east or north of us now. And as we just hit the play button, you can see what this model, this is the ECMWF model, but it says that we're going to kind of get into the eye of the, you know, cyclone, and then it's all going to kind of move past us.
I guess my love is for the ocean, not for you. No, not for you.
All right. Oh. We're gonna get tattoos.
We're getting tattoos.
Woo!
But first, we had to get margaritas in our butt.
In our butt. Wow, this is gonna be way more fun than I thought. I didn't know how Kika partied, man. This is exciting.